Om. Enlightenment. What is enlightenment? If you use English language and if you have interest in spirituality, you cannot escape this world. This word is very common in spirituality. One of the most common word used in spirituality. Unfortunately, it is also one of the most misunderstood, most confusing, most misleading word, most misleading concept in spirituality. And I think a lot of this confusion is a result of misunderstanding, mistranslation of the concepts prevalent in Eastern cultures, Eastern traditions, like in Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism. There are concepts like nirvana, samadhi, kundalini, yoga, siddhi, karma yoga, jnana yoga, jnana, tathagata, moksha. All of these signify different things. In English language, all of these together have been translated to one word: enlightenment. And because of this word has become very overloaded, very confusing, and misleading. I think the way this word is used, talked about, discussed, does more to mislead and confuse seekers than to really help and guide them. In this video, I want to present my understanding of Eastern concepts, concepts from Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. One reason I think I can do that is because I am born and brought up in that culture. That is my native language, native culture. I was brought up reading spiritual, religious text in those languages in which those words are used to denote different things, and one is not confused for other. So first of that word that I'm going to talk about is Kundalini. Kundalini, Shakti, Tantra are in a way related, and people are warned not to practice it. People are warned not to go on this path. And the reason for that warning is that this Shakti, this power, this energy, once it awakens, can be very unpredictable. It can be uncontrollable, and it can give rise to many different symptoms. Some of those could be desirable, and some could be problematic. It can lead to extreme bliss, extreme happiness, great peace, euphoria, but it can also lead to madness, falling out of society, falling out of family life, falling out of job. And if one's nervous system is not ready, its effects could be devastating. If one is not psychologically, intellectually, emotionally, physically mature enough, its effects can be destructive. It can lead one to unsocial behavior. It can lead one to psychiatric issue. However, most people seem to be fascinated by it, and this is one of its characteristics. Is very fascinating, mysterious, captivating, mesmerizing, attractive, and it pulls many people. That's why there is lot of warning and caution against it. This is said to be not recommended for most. This phenomena can arise in somebody on its own, spontaneously, without any known cause, when it is peaceful, blissful, or it leads to siddhi. It can be called grace. It can also be awakened by a siddha, by a guru, through Shaktipat. Shaktipat can be spontaneous, effortless, or it could be intentional. It could also be potentially awakened through practice, through practicing Shakti mantra. It can also be awakened through some breathing techniques and yoga. However, its effects are quite unpredictable, uncontrollable, and it is not suitable for most people. However, it seems that in West, most people, or at least many people, pursue this path, and many think that this is what enlightenment is, or this is the main factor of enlightenment. I do not think that is correct understanding, and I do not think it is a helpful understanding. The second concept that I want to talk about is the concept of jnana or jnana yoga. In English, it can be roughly translated as true knowledge, understanding of truth, wisdom. This is understanding of ultimate reality, understanding of present reality, understanding of self, also understanding of life. This is considered safe for pretty much anybody, especially those who have intellectual bent, those who have average or better than average intellect, understanding, logic, and brain power. This can lead to peace. This can lead to removal of doubts, removal of questions. This can lead to a steady mind. However, it does require certain level of trust, faith, devotion, even belief. One cannot go on doubting, questioning each and everything. Some things one need to be able to believe and trust. This can be developed by reading, by listening, by discussing, through contemplation, through remembrance, understanding, satsang, discussion. Some of the prominent sources of this knowledge are Vedanta, Upanishads, Gita, Adi Sankara, and in the modern world, people like Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi, Papaji, Ashtavakra Gita, and in the ultra modern world, something called Neo Advaita, Tony Parsons, Jim Newman, Rupert Spira. Some of these concepts are there is no real free will. Free will is a felt illusion. There is no real separate existence. The feeling of separate existence is just a felt illusion. You are not the body that gets born, goes through changes, and dies. You are Atma. Atma does not really die, does not really take birth, does not really change. And Atma itself is an image of Brahm. Brahm alone is the ultimate reality, and that ultimate reality reflects in all bodies, all entities, just as moon reflects in all bubbles, or sunlight shines in all crystals. There is some difference here because in some concept, Brahma is akin to the core essence of everything that exists. Atma or individual soul. Brahma is similar to water, and there are different water bodies: ocean, river, lakes, water in a pitcher, water in a can or glass, or a drop of water. But essence of all that is water. Some call that to be Brahman. Other way of seeing it is awareness. Everything is made up of awareness. Other concepts are every body, every entity goes through its destined pleasure and pain. Destiny is all. What is destined to happen will happen. What is not destined to happen will not happen. You are not the real doer. You are not the real controller. You are not the real controller, even of your own thoughts, emotions, feelings, your own intelligence, IQ. Nor are you real controller of what happens as a result of this intelligence, IQ, brain, body on which you had no control. You are not the body, you are Atma. Brahma itself is Atma. Brahm alone is real. You are Sat Chit Ananda. Your existence, you exist. Your awareness, you are aware, you are conscious, you know. You are Ananda, 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 roughly translated as bliss, happiness, joy, aliveness, love, vibration, energy. Other way to translate it, you are the vital energy. You are the Sakti of Kundalini. You are Adi Sakti. You are what is vibrating inside your heart. You are Shat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Or in place of bliss, you can call it vital energy, aliveness. This is the vibration of life. You can know it by reading it, by investigating it, inquiring it, and you can also really feel it, experience it. You can experience it now. You can experience it right now. You are Sat Chit Ananda, 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 Ananda. Experiencing it requires no special training, no special method. And for Jnana, no special, magical, miraculous, extraordinary experience is required. The third thing I want to talk about is dhyana, roughly translated as mindfulness, focus, concentration, single mindedness, doing one thing at a time, being fully present, being fully present to whatever you are experiencing right now, doing whatever you are doing right now with full attention, being aware of the body, being aware of breathing, being aware of the surrounding, living in now, living in present moment. This is greatly recommended for most people, and this can certainly be developed with practice. And like learning to play tennis, guitar, piano, violin, or learning to ski, this can certainly get better with practice. Just learning, just reading is not enough for this, just as reading books, reading text is not enough to really learn swimming, skiing, or to play piano, guitar, or tennis. No matter how many books one reads, no matter how many texts one reads, ultimately one has to start doing it, start learning, start observing. One is bound to make mistakes, one is bound to fail, but each failure can be used as a lesson and one can keep getting better and better, and there is no end to it. There is nothing like becoming a infallible master who never loses focus. One can always get better at it. Next concept that I want to talk about is the concept of samadhi. And this is the goal of most practices. This is about being aware of the inner reality, the inner peace, Sat, Chit, Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, existence, consciousness, aliveness, the inner Om. 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 The Sat Chit Ananda. Anandoham. 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 The soul, the real self, the God within. This awareness of Satchit Ananda, this awareness of inner bliss, this awareness of life can be with the awareness of external world or without the awareness of external world. This awareness can be with the awareness of time or without the awareness of time. This too is greatly recommended for most people. This too can be developed with practice. And like learning to play tennis, guitar, piano, or learning to ski, swim, this too gets better with practice. Here too, one can make errors, can fail, fall, and then can learn again and get better. The last one I want to talk about is Sahaja Samadhi or Sahaj Samadhi. This is about being peaceful inside. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. This is about being in samadhi, in touch with Atma, being peaceful inside, being in touch with inner stillness, inner fulfillment, while engaging in the necessary activities in the external world. This is greatly recommended for most people. This can be developed with practice. This can be strengthened with practice. One can get better at it with practice. Some of these modes are easier for recluse, those who live in secluded lifestyle, those who live without family, without mortgage, without job, those who do not live in traditional social settings, those who are not social slaves, those who do not have 8 to 6 work life, followed by mortgage bills, medical bills, homeworks, school, soccer lessons, piano lessons. Those who have free time, those who have flexibility and power to choose how they spend their time and are not slave to tasks, goals, quarterly target, stock prices. And some of these are suitable for people who are slave to the society, who live by the social rules, social requirement. In general, Advait or Advaita, as well as Tantra or Kundalini, was considered more suitable to people who have recluse, secluded, monk like, sage like, saint like lifestyle and do not live with social restrictions, social, family, job, mortgage, medical bill requirements. Those who are not complete slave to the society. All other practices, including bhakti yoga, devotion, service, including dhyana or mindfulness, as well as slow, gradual development of sahaja samadhi, and some jnana was considered suitable for householders or social slaves or those with 8 to 6 job responsibility and later mortgage, homework, medical bill responsibility. Om. 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 Kalyanam, Kalyanam. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.